Looks like we're live, looking good. Thanks to you for joining me here, Bradley J. For the broadcast, if you will. We are streaming live to Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. I use StreamYard, so I get to stream to 3 different destinations. If I pay more, I could stream to 7 destinations and get 1080p. But I don't know if that's worth it. You're going to have to tell me, is 1080p worth it? Is it getting a 1080p camera worth it? Clara, boom. And then Bobby House, hi from Denver. Today I'm going to tell you how laziness can help you lose weight. How laziness can help you lose weight. For real. This is not dumb. This is real. It actually works for me. So it's good to be with you. Hello, Jim. Hey, we'll get to that, okay? That's the tease. We will get to that. First, how does the background look? Can anyone guess what the background is? I guess probably not. What's the language in the background? Is that Italian? I think I know where that is, but you can guess. Camille says, hey, Bradley, you're the best. That's very nice. Clara says, I'm not lazy, but have no energy. I see. Clara. Here's another side question for everybody. If you could eat unlimited amounts of any food without any physical side effects, what would it be? Keep in mind, you still have to pay. So you can't say, I mean, if you can say lobster if you're willing to pay for lobster. I'll go first on this one. Chocolate ice cream, baby. Chocolate ice cream. I love it, love it, love it so much. I can eat I'll open a pint or a quarter, whatever a container is, and let it get a little soft around the edges. And then you take the spoon around the edge and get that. It's kind of melted, but kind of not. Just eat it and eat it and eat it. Whenever I'm sick, the reward is chocolate ice cream. That's the upside. Chocolate ice cream. And Shannon, my significant other, is understanding orders to, if I'm sick, to automatically pick up the bat phone and order. Well, no, go get, believe it or not, the unthinkable thing, the unsayable thing, Burger King burgers and chocolate ice cream. Jim says steak tips. Steak tips. Clara says Southwestern shredded beef burrito. So you would eat unlimited Southwestern shredded beef burritos, Clara. Unlimited. Okay. Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia. All right. Unlimited. Very good. I want chocolate ice cream. I love ice cream and I love the chocolate. I love it. I'm not allowed to eat it now. We'll get to that later. But let me tell you that I have been busy traveling in a way. I have been making new travel videos at the rate of 1 a day. And you can see them on the Bradley J Travel YouTube channel. Today's was Novi Sad, Serbia. You think Serbia? What? Oh, it's Europe. It's Europe. A small town Europe. That's what it's all about for me. So let me tell you where I've been at these days. Been doing a lot of self-improvement. I've been watching and listening to the thoughts of the ancients, Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, and the meditations of Marcus Aurelius on how to face adversity, how to have less stress, and it actually helps. There's good advice. It's not some Hallmark thing. Those 12-step programs and those self-help programs, they get a lot of their information from this source. But this is the source. And one of the ways to reduce stress is, of course, to simplify these so-called labor-saving devices like technology, the technology provides, they don't reduce stress. You think they might, but they don't. You think they make things easier, so they would reduce stress. But what you have is a million little tasks, a million little unknown things. And with me, I'm heavily into the technology. So each time, say, I update my operating system, other stuff doesn't work. I have to call tech support. Oh, horrible. And while now with technology, we don't have to hoe potatoes, the stuff we have to do to get potatoes, like go get a job, learn Microsoft Word, jump through all the hoops of a job, get a paycheck, try not to get scammed to get the money to buy the potatoes. It's far more stress than simply growing potatoes. Plus, you don't get the exercise. So we live in a stressful world. That's my point. In order to reduce stress, the ancients say, and I think it's from Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, do fewer things better. Right. So what you got to do is cut down on the stuff you do. Pick 3 things. That was 5. 3 things. Mine are, because I'm old, and if I don't do it now, I never will, and I have the time now, which I love, get in shape. That's number 1. Number 2, create the travel videos and maximize my voice and my presence on social media. That is a lot of work. The full-time people that do it, the so-called influencers, they do it 40 hours a week, and they just generally make diddly. Only a few people get rich. And the other thing is to do the music again. Make music again. 3 things. Now, if you have kids and a job, well, that's 2 things. You need to do your job and you need to take care of your kids. That gives you 1 other thing. That's it. If you do more than that, it'll start to increase your stress. Increase your stress. So maybe you have kids and a job. You could do golf, or you could do leather work, or whatever it is, gardening. Pick 1 thing and learn to say no to other people. You want to do this? You want to go do this? No, I can't. I am golfing. I am taking care of my kids. I'm going to do better at my job. Say no. Learn to say no. There's stuff coming in all the time. Hey, can you do this for me? No, I'm sorry, I can't. Learn to say that. I'm sorry, I can't. Or even more truthful, I'm sorry, I don't want to. How's that? Do you have the satchel to do that? Some say smoking weed reduces stress. Yeah. Some absolutely do. I wish it, I haven't noticed that. But God, I wish it did. I mean, maybe I'll have to experiment. So we're getting to the how can laziness help you lose weight? So here we are, my 3 things: getting in shape, a social media presence with the videos and the YouTube channels. I'm cranking them out. You got to go there and see it if you haven't. And then the music. I'm lacking. I'm lame on the music. However, I do create my own soundtracks to these videos now, at the suggestion of Catherine Lauren, my beloved colleague from WBCN, who's my friend again. I only have 5 friends now. That's another thing. When it comes to fewer things, fewer friends too. You are the sum of the 5 people you hang around with most. Not the total, the sum. I mean the average, sorry. You are the average. So if you hang around with 2 really excellent people and 3 kind of people that don't contribute anything to you, they're dragging you down. So choose carefully and choose a few. Catherine Lauren is one of my few. Then was my brothers, the Shannon. That leaves like 1 other person. That's a rotating thing. So now we get to the fitness, and the fitness is what you eat. And in our culture, and not just our culture, but in our century, I guess, there's become a cult of food. Foodies. It's all about food. Who did I just sound like? It's all about food. I felt I sounded like somebody. Oh, I know. Tom Papa, the comedian. It is all about food. You go to the restaurant, they have the most magnificent foods, the biggest foods, there's food shows. Our lives revolve around food, and I've switched, and here it is. Food is fuel. For me, food is not fun. Food is not love. Food is not a hobby. People do that, and you can do that. But for me, food is now fuel, clean fuel. And I don't need to like it to have it work, to be fuel. As a matter of fact, it's better if I don't like it. It's just fuel. It's medicine. So here's what you do and how you make your laziness work for you. If you really want to lose weight, if it's a priority, and for most people, it's not really a priority. For me, it is. I'd rather lose weight than take medications for stuff. I'd rather lose weight. I want to go to the doctor and have him say, "Holy moly, what are you doing? You're great. Get out of here." Why, I oughta. That's my priority. And so it's not that I've eliminated things to eat. Really, I only have a few things that I eat. And when you get hungry, they actually taste better. But I don't really have to like them. Broccoli, sardines, green beans, fruit. Of course, fruit tastes good. That's easy. But vegetables, don't put any butter on them. Don't even put any oil on them. Just eat them. Do not buy prepared stuff. Look at the sodium. Look at the salt. Look at the butter. Sorry, don't go out to eat unless it's sushi. Because in a restaurant, they jam it with all the bad stuff to make it taste good. It's easy to make good food. Put some butter on it. Put some salt on it. You're done. Broth, yes, broth. Low sodium broth, Robert, for me. So what I do is, in my house, I don't have food that tastes good. And here comes the laziness part. I'm too lazy to go get some. I am too lazy to go out and go shopping and go get some. That's the thing. If you have only good food in your house and you're lazy, you're going to eat only the good food. And there it is. So broccoli with nothing on it. But like I had green beans yesterday. Green beans and onions with pepper and garlic. So no salt, just pepper, garlic, green beans, and onions. And it was completely edible. It wasn't like yuck. I'll even eat stuff that's yucky, like medicine, like Greek yogurt with nothing on it. Just the Greek chalky yogurt. Kind of gaggy, but it's good protein and it is good fuel. And I'm actually, and you're going to hate this, I just went and bought a bunch of meat at a nice meat place. And David Bieber, my colleague at WBCN, I talked to him and he said, and he reminded me he was vegan. I mean, he was vegetarian, not vegan. He's vegetarian. I think, oh, darn. He says he doesn't eat anything with parents or eyes. Doesn't eat anything with eyes or parents. I guess you could just say anything with parents. And I said, well, plants have parents, right? Otherwise, why would you need plant parenthood? I laughed. He laughed. It was a really good joke. You may have even laughed. LOL, right? So there it is. Get over the idea. Do fewer things. We're backing way up. Get rid of stress. To get rid of stress, reduce the number of things you do. One of my 3 things is to get in shape. To do that, I use food as fuel, and I just got rid of this whole idea that food has to taste good, that I'm going to restaurants. Sorry, economy. Until you can find me a low-sodium restaurant, I'm going to just go get sushi, probably sushi to go. You know those poke places? I love them. Like poke bowl places. You know what a poke bowl is? Those are good too. A poke bowl is a you get a bowl and there's a whole bunch of Japanese type stuff. Generally it's Japanese. I mean, it's related to sushi. So it's not always Japanese stuff, but it's sushi related. So you get a bowl and they say, what kind of rice do you want? I say, I want no rice. I want that zucchini spaghetti stuff. So there's some spaghetti-fied zucchini. And then they put edamame on it and a bunch of good stuff with spicy salmon on the top. They put a sauce on it. I say no sauce. And I eat that. And I only have healthy stuff in the home. Really, I'm trying to think. Is there anything unhealthy? Rolled oats, sardines, broccoli, onions, avocado, peaches, stuff like that. And it's just fuel. And I think, how many servings do I need of protein? 2 or 3? How many of vegetables? Couple. How many of fruit? A couple. And that's it. That's all I have. If I wanted to go eat something else, I'd have to go get it or order out. I'm too cheap and too lazy. So as a result, I'm eating way better. And you got to watch out. It'll sneak up on you. Hi there, John. Call our buddy Nature Boy Anthony Fierro, the Prince of Produce. He'll hook you up. He's got a lot of produce, but I don't think he's going to hook me up. He's not going to hook me up. I got to buy the stuff, I think. And it's a long way to go there for me. But yes, Nature Boy's produce is fantastic. I went to the produce market over there in, where is it? Not Charlestown, but what's the town? Produce market. Over near Medford, kind of near Medford. Big, huge produce market. Nature Boy Anthony is very famous over there. He was a guest once. So that's it. Anything else on your mind? What's going on? We've covered the stuff we need to. How's the image look? The StreamYard image, pretty good. I just updated my operating system to Big Sur from Catalina, which is the Mac thing. It's whenever you upgrade your operating system, it is an ordeal, because if you use other programs like I do, like to make videos, well, things change. Now, my third-party plugins, like certain reverbs and stuff, don't work. And that kind of thing. It's looking good. How about the sound? Is the sound good? Good. I didn't use my banners that I wanted to use for you guys. Like this one. And wait a minute. We want to have it scrolling. It looks so much more official, so much better. Let's try one. Get it to scroll. Okay. Here we go. Contact me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and FB. Yeah. I'll just take the final moments here to try to get you to subscribe to my YouTube channels. That's where I spend a lot of time, and it's an archival spot for the travel. There's 3 now. There's Bradley J's Boston, Bradley J's Personal, and Bradley J Travel. The reason I had to have 3 is you have to be specific on your YouTube channels, I found, because if you're not, it doesn't work as well. YouTube wants to recommend videos to people knowing that the videos are going to be about the thing that the channel says it's going to be about. So if you have a channel with a bunch of different topics, YouTube's less likely to recommend you. This is the way I understand it, because they can't be sure the video they recommend to somebody who searched something is really going to be about that thing. So I had to bust it down. I didn't want to confuse the algorithm. There are 3 now. The travel, Bradley J's Boston. So Bradley J's Boston's generally the talk show topics that have to do with Boston. Now, I could try to say that this is about Boston, but it's not. I mean, I'm from Boston. Some of you, this has to go on the Bradley J Personal, and that's where this is streaming live to now. Bradley J Personal. Also, the Personal will have, it'll actually have family videos. I don't know if you have any interest in seeing that stuff. It's a repository of family personal stuff too. My father was an early adopter of stuff, kind of a gadgeteer. When something new came out, he would get it. When stereo first came out, he got one of the world's first stereos. When movie cameras came out, the Super 8s and stuff, he got it. So we had a bunch of these flickery Super 8 videos, and then we sent them to this place, and then they made video out of them. And they're not very sharp, but that almost adds to the charm. And you can see, it means a lot to me. You can see my grandfather and his cattle, the cattle I keep telling you about, why I'm an actual cowboy, because I used to wrangle these beasties. I loved them. He loved them. Big Hereford steers with brass knobs on the end of their horns. So you get to see my grandfather and me and my brothers as little kids running around, just running around. Isn't it amazing how much energy you have when you're a kid? You just ram around and all kinds of stuff. Yes, really. Sweet, really. Yes, go there, Jim. John says, you look great, crisp, good lighting. Yeah, good. One thing that shocks me, I got to tell you, is even on TV, you'll see senators, people who are actually doing their government job by way of Zoom and coming on public. They'll go on major market news outlets with cruddy Zoom backgrounds. You'd think that they would get it together. Cruddy lighting, cruddy sound, echoey sound, hair not combed, badly groomed. And I'm surprised. Come on. This is way better than most of those. And even people who have, is one other thing I'll comment on before you go. Rich people seem to have boring houses. You look at government officials on Zoom in their home, and rich people in their home, they seem to have the same kind of looking house. They all kind of want to look like they have a big house in Connecticut with a bookcase and some books, and it's all white and a plant. It's not funky at all. And I'm thinking, dude, if I had your kind of money, I sure as heck would not have a boring house like you. I'm yelling. Okay, I'll call it a day now. Martha V. Haven, you're new. Hi, Martha. Most people coming to us from the big Facebook. Most everybody. If you're not with me on Twitter, by the way, what's your least favorite social media? I hate Twitter. I use it because I have to. I kind of have to promote. But I love YouTube. You know, I'm forgetting to post your comments. I'll just post some of them. Martha says, yes, it is looking good. Good. I'm sorry, I got no producer, man. Do me a favor. You know, one of my most important things is just to have a voice like anybody else. It's my thing. I have opinions. You know, I'm used to giving my opinion to a bunch of people. Having a voice is important to me. So any sharing you could do of these, getting people to sign up, follow on YouTube, subscribe. You know, so it's free to subscribe. I know that the subscribe word is a scary word. It's free. I hate signing up for stuff, but YouTube is different. I love the heck out of it. Love it. It's what I watch. I'm thinking of actually getting the paid version so I don't have to watch the commercials, because I don't watch the others now. I don't watch Netflix much, Hulu much. I could get rid of it and not miss it at all, because usually anything I need is on YouTube. So there are 3 YouTube channels: Bradley J Channel, Bradley J Travel, the personal page, Bradley J Personal, and Bradley J's Boston. The Anthony Samarco interviews, the Robert Allison interviews, the USS Constitution video on the ship with the commander, brand new, pretty new, is on the Bradley J's Boston. So you're missing out on a lot of stuff if you don't sign up for those. So thanks, everybody. I know you're pretty much burned out here. And I'll say goodbye. I'll say bye-bye. Robert Howes just lost 70 pounds. Before we go, Robert, how did you do it? You ready for the secret? Here it is. Eat less. That's the thing. It's amazing how powerful habits are. One little tip that I've learned recently too. It's aggregated micro progress, little teeny weeny changes that are doable. And each day you think, I'm going to make a tiny change. Like, say I'm going to eat 10 calories less. I'm going to drink one more glass of water, or I'm going to get rid of one thing in my diet that I eat that I shouldn't. Anything prepared, it will kill you in terms of health, weight, etc. Here's an example. Used to get these prepared beans, like gigante beans. They call these big beans. They come in spicy. They're spiced and they're marinated. You'd think, oh, beans. I ate those beans and gained 3 pounds in one day because of the salt in them. Plus, they're soaking in oil, probably crappy olive oil, lots of salt. I thought they'd be good. Can't eat them. If I don't, I have to make everything or you backslide. All right, I promise. That's really it. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye now.